What's cracking, everybody? XehrFelrose here, bringing you some Pokemon GO Battle League content. Today's video, we're taking a look at a team that features Ferrothorn double incinerate users in the Great League. Ferrothorn is a really interesting core breaker in this meta, able to beat pretty much every single one of the water types that are in the meta, and then even some of those dragons and other rock types. So things that really kind of put the hurt on Talonflame and Skeledirge. Ferrothorn's here to take care of it. Let's jump into these battles here and see how this team functions in the Great League, starting off with the first battle with a Ferrothorn against Trevenant. Not a good lead. Trevenant kind of dumpsters on this thing, but that's what we have Skeledirge and Talonflame for. Bringing in that Incinerate Skeledirge, the opponent staying in, maybe trying to get to a Shadow Ball or something. Trainer, your poor Trevenant. I wonder if they don't have an answer in the back, perhaps. As they stay in and let their entire Trevenant get roasted, and now Dragonair comes into a fully loaded Skeledirge. Trainer, if you were going to swap in that Dragonair, I'd have done it a lot sooner. Now it's going to be, oh no, you don't get to the second one. Oh, those Dragon Breaths hurt. But Ferrothorn resists the damage here, resisting everything actually on this Dragonair, making it a pretty good matchup, especially since the Skeledirge's Incinerates did put some pain in already. So we're going to see this Ferrothorn look to get rid of this Dragonair, as obviously this is a very bad matchup for Talonflame. However, you could possibly sneak and Incinerate if you swap and Snipe, perhaps. Aquatail, yeah, not doing a whole lot of damage here. Overfarming by a little bit, like this overfarm here. Perfect overfarm, if I'm not mistaken. And then Power Whip should do enough damage to take it out unless the opponent shields, which they do not. They come back in with the Trevenant. Trevenant is going to throw a move, letting this go. Junti says, nah, not today. Seed Bomb not doing enough damage, immediately swaps into Talonflame, and in comes Walrein, and all this Talonflame has to do is Flame Charge its way to victory. We're going for Fly instead. Trainers typically in neutral situations, if Fire and Flying both do neutral damage here, you'd want to go for the Flame Charge to boost the Talonflame's attack, as now you're going to see the difference in the damage here. That Flame Charge would have made it so that Walrein didn't get to this move. And it lives on that one sliver of HP. You can see the increments, the HP part is decreasing. It wasn't quite going to be enough. But going to be able to easily get to two moves here regardless, as the Trevenant should not be able to get a full Shadow Claw down before another Incinerate goes through. It's very close though. The opponent says, nah, I'm good. I'm done. Good game. Getting into the next battle here, we got Ferrothorn on the lead versus a Bastiodon. This is not going to be a fun matchup, but it's going to be a long one. And you can't swap out because Bastiodon kind of destroys the fire types. So just take a moment, go through the extra stuff that I typically lump in my videos anyway. If you'd like to submit battles for Shoutcasting to the channel, I have a link in the description and the pinned comment. You can go ahead and check that out. If you'd like to submit battles to the channel for Shoutcasting, that's the best way to do it. Also, if you're interested in supporting the channel and supporting my work and this channel, you know, all the stuff that we do here, that ultimately ends up supporting me and my family as well. Link in the description and the pinned comment for the Metafy, or not Metafy, well, I guess Metafy. We'll get to that in a second. For the Patreon and YouTube membership, as both of those things will get you access to my exclusive Discord server, where we get early meta guides, team guides, tips, all the kinds of things that are designed to help you guys excel and go Battle League. And also, there's a Victory Bell back there. This is that one team that has Wigglytuff and Victory Bell in the back. This is going to be a bad time for this trainer. And if you're looking for coaching, trying to round out the season with, you know, maybe trying to improve your game, or just looking to try and take yourself to the next level, hit up the Metafy link in the description and the pinned comment as well, as that is going to be the best place to look to get some coaching by myself. Covers a wide variety of topics, and we're about to see this team get dumpstered. We love seeing the toxic team get dumpstered on. In comes the Ferrothorn, doesn't have a shield, and probably is going to get hit with this oh, they just decide to save the shield. Victory Bell comes in and gets roasted on a spit. Get wrecked. Get wrecked. In the next battle, we got Ferrothorn on the lead versus Serperior. This is okay for both, but really not great for either, because you really just have a bunch of resisted damage going back and forth. So Trainer decides to go straight into the Skeledirge, as it makes sense, because both back Pokemon have better matchups into the Serperior. And we drew out an Azumarill, which is really good. Ferrothorn's going to get a ton of energy here, potentially. And unless the opponent's running Hydro Pump, Skeledirge is getting to another Shadow Ball. And Shadow Ball actually enables Skeledirge to win the Zero Shield. So if you safe swap, and your opponent has an Azumarill come out, and they don't have Hydro Pump, you can win. You force shield advantage. Now Ferrothorn gets a fat farm down because Ice Beam is the best thing this trainer is going to be able to throw at the Ferrothorn, which just does not do that much damage if you can tell. So if I was Junti here, I'm going for max energy, and then I'm going to throw a move. I'm looking like they're going to go a little early. Probably don't want to take another Ice Beam, which is fine. And then immediately swaps into the Talonflame. The mirrors into the opponent, panics and swaps in their Serperior. Trainer, this is a mistake. Don't do it. You should have stayed in with the Talonflame, Trainer. Oh, no. Oh, this is... Well, I guess it sort of makes sense. The opponent probably wanted to preserve the Talonflame for the Ferrothorn, but unfortunately for them, it's not gonna happen, as this Talonflame is not only boosted, but has shield advantage, and I don't think there's any chance here for the opponent's Talonflame to come out on top. Easily gonna just incinerate down, shield up, and that's gonna be a good game. Well played. I haven't really tried my Talonflame yet too much this season, but man, this makes me want to. Get into the next battle. Ferrothorn on the lead versus Deoxys defense form. I truly don't... Okay, yeah, we go straight in. I mean, it's kind of like dealing with a ground type almost, right? The opponent comes in now with a Vigoroth. Vigoroth is not a good counter swap, but if the opponent could be running triple counter, this might be the reason why they brought in Vigoroth, because they did not... I mean, obviously, you can't stay in this with Deoxys, but if the best response that you have is Vigoroth, then there's probably a solid chance that this might be triple counter. Now, this opponent goes for the Body Slam. Not sure. Okay, so they do get you another move. Let it go. Is it the Rock Slide, though? Or were they counting? Yep, it's the Rock Slide. Very close, but even with counter damage, we're getting to another move. There's no chance about it. Hey, look, it's Poliwrath. Here comes Poliwrath. Poliwrath is going to be able to do a lot of, you know, mean, rude things to this team, but the opponent now has left themselves shields down, which is a death sentence against a team with a flying type. When you're up against all these I can't speak, dude. When you're up against all these flying and fire and ghost, opponent tries to catch the move, but we're going for the fly anyway. Once again, if you're looking to stay in a neutral matchup, if you go into the Ferrothorn here, that's fine. Okay, we like to go for the energy. I like that play a lot because we can go for two moves here. The opponent's energy is completely resisted no matter what they throw. Psycho Boost, Thunderbolt, Rock Slide, all of it's resisted. You go up to 2 Power Whips, and I think that's what Junti's looking to do here. Making a very good play here. Going up to double moves, and then looking to throw the Power Whip into the Poliwrath once it comes back in. This should be a good game. I can't imagine a world where Poliwrath survives this Power Whip, and even if it does, Junti's still got Fly loaded on the Talonflame, so this is going to take care of it. I can't imagine this is in any way. It's done. There it is. Taking out the Poliwrath. That's a good game. Getting into the next battle, we have Ferrothorn on the lead versus Wigglytuff. We're gonna just destroy Wigglytuff. We like it. Going immediately in to the Skeledirge, and Gligar comes in. Oh, I think that when you have a Wigglytuff lead or some kind of fairy lead, I think that it would make a lot more sense to stay in and throw at least one move just to make sure that they don't swap, so that you don't, you know. Because if it's Gligar, I definitely see a situation possibly where you stay in and throw a Power Whip, and then maybe come in with Talonflame or something. So just stuff like that, it can help not get caught on the wrong side of things. So if there's a lead where your opponent might switch out of, I would just stay in, just go for that one. Go for that one move and just see what happens. But don't really need switch advantage here. Looking to get a farm down with Talonflame. Oh no, the Lantern! But that's okay, because Wigglytuff also kind of gets destroyed by this Ferrothorn, and the opponent is lacking in the shields department, and they're going to come back in with the Wigglytuff right now. Wigglytuff getting another charm through, getting ever closer to the Icy Wind, but is it going to make it in time? And I don't think there's really any world where this Wigglytuff is going to be able to make it out alive. Now, the only thing that we could have that's a problem is if those charms do enough damage to the Ferrothorn that put it in range being taken out here by the Lantern. That could be an issue. So the switch clock is coming back up here pretty soon. I like this over farm a lot. Going up to 2 whips here, immediately tossing in the Talonflame to absorb this energy, saving his shield for the Lantern. This is a very nice play. I like it a lot. Icy Wind going to lower the attack of the Talonflame, but it's looking to ramp it right back up again with this Flame Charge. And it's one of those situations where you almost wish you had the Brave Bird, but unfortunately you don't. But going for the fly here, This is back to normal attack stat. This is going to do some decent chip damage here. Definitely puts it in range of Power Whip being able to take it out. And then the, ooh, okay, unfortunate, but not able to get to the charge move, going for the fast move instead. Would have been mashing that Power Whip there, just out of complete and utter fear of the game trying to screw me over if it were me. Going for the Power Whip, takes out Lantern, and then this Power Whip should be enough to take out the Wigglytuff. Very close game, but definitely a good, very good team comp here. Good game. Getting into the next battle, we see the Ferrothorn on the lead against another Deoxys defense. I like this. I'm starting to really like this team. Makes a lot of sense. Kind of RPS in the fact that, like, you got grass and fire, right? And that's like, the water dynamic between the two is very polarizing, but they cover each other very well, and I think that I like this a lot. Trainer goes, oh, they lure out a Lantern, so once again, hopefully luring out the strongest answer to Talonflame here. An easy energy for Ferrothorn to just buckle up and go for it. Now, Trainer is most likely going to be going for an over farm. Excuse me, hello! I would have gone for that Surf. Did they get to a Surf? Maybe they didn't even get to a Surf. But that's going to get a shield advantage. Once again, Skeletor's just proving how ridiculously strong it is. Even on the save swap, being able to take out the Lantern down to red and get a shield out of it without expending a single shield itself is pretty massive. Opponent kind of up against the wall now, having to wait for this farm down, and Deoxys has some energy, but once, like we said earlier, it's not going to do a whole lot. But I think at this point, you probably have to shield it anyway because you're getting so low. One counter is going to be very close to taking out here. And they got the... Wait, was that CMP or was that one turn bring in denial? That was one turn bring in denial. That's unfortunate for the opponent. I've been on the receiving end of that so many times. You guys have saw in a couple videos ago. It's actually lost me plenty of games. Very unfortunate bug, but always nice when it happens to you, right? Opponent goes for the Psycho Boost bait and then goes for the move, the big Thunderbolt, taking the Talonflame to about half HP. Now the Flame Chargers are going to start going now. For the opponent, right? If your opponent has a boosting move or a move that can debuff defense, right? Typically, you don't want to shield the first one because if the next attack is going to do more damage. Or if the defense gets dropped, again, that's going to do more damage as well. So, combo play with the Ferrothorn, coming and getting that Power Whip off, taking him out. And once again, just to remind y'all, if you got a Talonflame, typically Flame Charge is going to be the better move to go for in these neutral situations, just to keep ramping up that attack. So, well played. Getting into the next battle here, we got the Ferrothorn. Oh, this is a core breaker that I don't like. Staying in here, not really much of a choice. Going for the Power Whip on good timing, but unfortunately the opponent appears to get to a move. They get into the Icy Wind here. And these counters are going to do a lot of damage, but opponent staying into the Skeletor swap in, they're going to get to an Icy Wind, but they're looking to go for the full Scald. Not able to get there in time. Disarming Voice is going to do super effective damage. The opponent shields it up and then stays in, goes for the charge move. This might be an Icy Wind bait, but I think at this point, Skeletor's energy is just so strong that you can just go for Disarming Voice. Oh, no. The opponent makes a really nice catch here, not only swapping to catch on their own Skeletors, but also sneaking an entire Incinerate through. That is going to be a problem, as Skeletor is going to just go on a rip right now. Talonflame has to come in and deal with this, and it is not a pretty sight. Talonflame looking to go for the fly. It does win CMP, so it's going to be up to the opponent here if they want to shield up or if they want to continue, if they just want to go. They let it go, which is fine. And then there's a Cornelia in the back, and this is dangerous. Once again, well, I mean, man, it's hard to say if I'd go for Flame Charge or Fly here, just because, it's so difficult to make that decision in this situation because you never know if you're going to swap out or not. But if you're looking to swap out, yeah, go for the Fly. But going into the Poliwrath combo play, and we've got the Ferrothorn throwing this Power Whip. Power Whip is going to get the shield. Can we get to another one before the Poliwrath completely goes down? Wait a minute. Poliwrath throws the energy. They got scared. They thought there was a move coming. Icy Wind going in. Going for the Talonflame. Can we get to it? No! This can't get to a move. If this is a Scald, it's game over. The opponent panicked and threw the Icy Wind. Trainer, no, don't do that. Going for even more energy. Unfortunately, can't get a full farm down because of the attack drop here. But Fly is going to do quite a bit of damage. Can this next move KO? It might be enough. If the opponent doesn't have a charge move, it might be enough. Gonna almost KO the Credilli. Can we get there? No! Going for one Incinerate, and then the move would have actually sealed this game. The opponent was 2 away, so being able to go for that Incinerate, then the charge move would have actually won us this game. Getting into the next battle, Ferrothorn against Alolan Sandslash. Well, this is not a good lead, so I imagine we're going right in, and the opponent immediately swaps in I don't even understand. The opponent immediately swaps in Vigoroth into the Skeleturge, and for once, the opponent also doesn't bait. I swear, dude, every single time I see a Vigoroth, they always try to bait me with the Body Slam, and it drives me nuts. But opponent needs 6 to get to the next Rock Slide. They're not no, they're able to get there because that was a sneak on that last move. That's a Rock Slide, but they're going to go down to the Incinerate, and Alolan Sandslash is going to have to take an Incinerate. Never mind, Poliwrath is going to come in, and this Skeleturge is fully loaded with 2 Disarming Voices. This is going to put a ton of pressure on the Poliwrath. And Poliwrath, really, really interesting core breaker for this team, but everything on this team has ways to hit the Poliwrath. So we're going to probably see Ferrothorn come in. Opponent comes in with the Alolan Sandslash's Powder Snow. It's going down to 3 Incinerates, and the opponent lets us sneak through. Talonflame's like, nah, bro. I'm just going to let that go. And then we're going for the flies. I imagine going for just 2 flies is going to be more than enough here, as that would do a ton of damage to the Poliwrath. The opponent kind of knows it, and they just go ahead and let it go. Good game. Getting into the next battle here, we've got Ferrothorn on the lead versus another defense form Deoxys. I don't know why I almost said attack form Deoxys. That would have been awkward. Opponent going straight for Psycho Boost before dipping out. Skeleturge has got a massive energy lead at this point. 2 Incinerates is huge. And then Dugong comes in. Going for the Shadow Ball here. I probably would have gone for a Disarming Voice first because the opponent's likely to bait, but I'm wrong. Go for the Shadow Ball all day, baby. That's where the damage is. Opponent gonna have to go for the Drill Run, and that's gonna be dangerous. I don't know if you shield or not. Going for the Drill Run. Takes out the Skeleturge, and Ferrothorn can get a nice farm here. Will have to take an Icy Wind, though, for its troubles, unfortunately. But that's okay. But it wins CMP, so no, it's not going to have to take anything. I'm just out of my mind. That's okay. Ferrothorn taking out the Dugong. That goes to show how much I know Ferrothorn matchups, right? Coming in, going for the Power Whip here before the opponent is going to be able to get to a charge move here. Like I said, all their energy here is resisted, so Ferrothorn's sitting pretty here. Going in for the Talonflame here. Gotta have to shield this because the opponent did have enough energy to rip off a Thunderbolt. They do so, and now the opponent is not swapping out. What's in the back, trainer? We're gonna have to find out. This might be worth the shield here. It's hard to say. Going for the shield on the Psycho Boost, and the opponent stays in, and then they get farmed. I don't know. You know what? It was probably the double ice team. It was probably the Alolan Sandslash in the back. Getting into the next battle, we got Umbreon on the lead. Looks like this is the last battle of this set, so let's see how this game unfolds. This trainer staying in with the Ferrothorn, staying in with the Umbreon. Probably better this way because Skeleturge really doesn't appreciate dealing with Umbreon. Power Whip's going to do plenty of damage. We're rocking out the Talonflame safe swap in this game, not the Skeleturge. This is fine. If the opponent goes for foul play here, which they do, then this Gligar comes in to say hello. Battle of the Flyers here. And that hopefully will give Ferrothorn or Skeleturge a chance to farm down and get the energy they need to deal with the Umbreon. Aerial Ace not going to do quite enough, but it is going to put it in farm down range. And we're going to go for a fly here to try and take out this Gligar. Does the opponent decide to invest a shield? They do. That would have been a really interesting farm down situation for them to be able to get in. Ferrothorn's going to come in, able to take neutral from pretty much everything in the Gligar's moveset. And even though Gligar has the dig, it's not going to do enough damage. Going to go straight for the Power Whip here, trying to get rid of this Gligar before it does too much more damage and devastation. And now, here comes the Umbreon. We have shield advantage, though, so hopefully it can be leveraged into trying to make something happen. You know, and let's not forget, even though Skeleturge doesn't appreciate this matchup, it's certainly going to not, you know, Umbreon doesn't care much for Incinerates. So, leaving everything up to 2-shield Skeleturge here, and the opponent staying in with that Umbreon. Skeleturge getting the farm down. The opponent lives on 1 HP, and Umbreon is going to have to swap out here in order to not get farmed down. The opponent comes in with Trevenant. Trevenant is absolutely what you needed to see in the back for this. This is it. It's over. It's over. Skeletor's just got roasty toasty on this thing. Doesn't matter. Shielded up. Umbreon's out of energy. You could probably just farm down if you wanted to. But going straight for the charge move, that's the correct play, as the opponent's Umbreon does not have the energy to make another charge move in less than 2 Snarls, and they're going to go down, and that's going to be a good game. Skeletor sweeping up the back line in the final game here. Very exciting games sent in from Junti. Thank you very much, trainer. They said they went on an incredible streak with this team after seeing a bunch of Azumaros, Lanturns, Dragonairs, etc. And this team proves it. I think this is a very, very strong team. So let me know in the comments if you try it yourself. It looks like a really fun team. Incinerate in general is just really fun. So that'll do it for me for today, folks. Thank you very much. We'll catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.